Recording in
Is
progress.
that what it says?
Yeah.
This is the first time we're doing this on Zoom.
Well, I
So
think I think there's I don't know if it's a legal thing or whatever, but all these like online meeting apps, they have to make it abundantly clear to all participants that recording is going on.
it's true. Okay, everybody, keep your wieners off the screen. It is recording.
Make sure you're on mute.
Dude, I hate uh it's either the Zoom meetings for work or some uh some email which everybody who's not an idiot knows that it's not a replying all to
Dude, I you know what? I'm with you, but I accidentally did that the other day and I didn't
You're
even
the
realize it.
asshole who did that, huh?
Yeah, my boss sent out this like email to our whole team. There's like six of us, so it wasn't like company wide or anything, but she was just like, "Hey, feel free to work from home tomorrow, blah blah blah." And I responded and said, "Sounds good." Hey, dog, barks at everything. I responded and said, "Sounds good." And then I saw a few days later going through looking for an old email. I was like, "Holy shit!" I replied all. What a dork!
Oh, that's pretty terrible.
What a
Like I
boomer, man.
like yeah, like so we have, like I am one of the salaried whatever employees, and
Yeah,
then
you are
we
indirect labor, is
I
what I would
but
call you.
yes, but then we have some people who are more hourly workers, but they do get put in some of these threads, and
And I would call them direct labor.
they're the always the ones who reply all to it. Because
Yeah.
we had an awkward one where somebody is going to be out for some undisclosed reasons, and they were just emailing them going, "Hey, so and so is going to be out for several weeks, so report to da 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 da." And then someone just goes, "Hey, just so you know, I'm available to work this this Christmas break." So
Oh no, that's never good.
so well, no, just like random, like okay, I really need to get a chance to get some more work in. So
Yeah, well, I mean, that's telling me one, no happy Christmas memories or like fond occasions with family, and two, like he needs the
yeah,
money.
especially that dude. Yes, I've worked for that guy.
Yeah.
We're getting to the age. I'm still not used to. I still feel like I have imposter syndrome. Like I don't exactly believe I deserve to be where I'm at.
Dude,
And what and what
I hope nobody from work listens to this pod. Because, brother,
yeah,
make it till you fucking make it.
because that's literally if I could tell myself that, because a lot of the times I do have self-conscious, but I go, yeah, regard, man,
Yeah,
yeah,
failing up is the American dream.
it is. And it always bugs me for a long time. Going like, why is that guy in there? It's like you don't really
Who
need to
gives a
know
fuck?
any.
Like
You
it's not
don't really, you
who
don't really need to
cares?
know anything as long as you're a dude who will go. I will do anything. I don't even know where we were going with that.
Dude, I was talking with a coworker of mine and I was like, fuck a dream job. My dream job is the golden parachute. Just suck at your job, get promoted like at another company, right?
Oh
Because
yeah,
you're going to wear out your welcome at a company after 2 or 3 years. Take a promotion at another company, and then before you know it, you find yourself in the C-suite, and then there's nowhere else to hide, and then they give you a golden parachute, and you play golf for the rest of your life.
I don't think that situation happens that often.
No, it doesn't, but it was funny to joke about.
Like, I wish somebody would sexually harass me right now so I could sue this company.
Well, the thing is, man, like our team is small enough and we have enough direct responsibility. Like I can't just hide amongst the team. Like I have my own departments I'm accountable for, and people tell me I do a good job, and I'm like, really? You sure?
Yeah.
Because well, and the other thing too is the other people on the team have been in the job for 5 years or more, and I'm on year two.
Well,
So I got to grade myself on a curve, I guess.
when I hear that, when I hear, yeah, man, you're really doing a lot better than a lot of the other guys. I'm like, God, how terrible is everybody else out there? I
Yeah, I told my dad the same thing once, and he said you'd be surprised.
What? Like
All
there's
you
some
really
people,
need to do is show up and try, and you're above 90% of the crowd.
I was about to say I've developed this keys to success. That's the reason why I'm not very successful. We have other people like on the podcast who are much more uh, accomplished than me, but I show up. Like I will literally get up out of bed and I will go to whatever office or job site or whatever I need to go to. I will go there. That's one thing. I I am not a drunk and I don't do
Right?
drugs. That's
Those
a
are two
big,
key things.
those are very big key things. And I'm not retarded. That's it.
Yeah, it's like it's like the lion theory, right? You ain't got to be faster than the lion, just faster than the
No,
slowest man.
but there's a lot of guys who are like fucking crazy hard workers, man, and they have way more drive than I do. But they'll have an issue. Either they go out and they'll drink and again, the showing up part,
Yep.
they'll that usually coincides.
They catch
Or
COVID a couple times a year.
or dealing with a guy like that who replies all to an email, and I was getting back to him. Look, I weaved. I'm like Donald Trump. I With a guy like that, he will drink and he's also retarded. Like he's a
Yeah.
dumb guy. And it's not his fault. He's just like a guy who didn't get the best education or just doesn't have the best genes. There Not everybody can be intelligent. And I'm not saying I'm very intelligent, but I comprehend things better than most. But with a guy like that, I'm still getting used to, I'm 37 years old. I think that guy is like 55 or 56. So I'm not exactly used to basically chastising an older guy going, you need to get the fuck to work
Yeah.
now. And I had to do that a few times. And I'm just like,
Dude, people
take
be
your
going through shit. People be going through shit.
well, it's just like the dude probably like hitting the bottle a little bit, and
Yeah.
that's one
That's a
thing. But
symptom. That's not the disease.
yeah, but the problem is I used to work with a lot of guys who hit the bottle, and they would show up at 5 o'clock
Yeah.
in they're ready to go.
Functioning.
So welcome back to podcasting, everybody.
Yeah, man. Hey, how was your Thanksgiving?
Just another day, I guess. That's what you would say. Like
Get anything good to eat? Did you get some turkey?
No, this was actually the most, and you know what? Totally not bad with it. Pretty spare Thanksgiving. I was okay with that.
Yeah, it was a joke. I don't know if you follow Tim on Twitter, but he's such a good follow because he's always pointing out these observations in life that most people notice, but they don't really bring to the forefront. He's like, Thanksgiving was 11 days ago, and my coworker just asked me how was my Thanksgiving. There's no way he actually still cares about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. By the way, everybody give a rookie mistake.
Yeah,
rookie mistake is a good follow.
Very good,
and an avid listener, as I would like to say.
I'm not sure. Dude, I'm out of podcasting shape.
Oh yeah, I am too.
This thing
why'd your audio just go out?
Oh, yeah, I was gonna ask you how it sounded. I can't find my normal mic.
Now you're good.
Okay. I'm using Apple headphones because I don't know where my mic is. I moved a little bit ago, and
yes, your setting looks a little different. I guess I can show you my video too.
You're in the suite.
Yes.
Are you like the John Hamm at your company from Landman?
Is that the John Hamm? No, I answer to John Hamm.
Oh, so you're Billy Bob Thornton.
I may be much lower than Billy Bob Thornton. I might be Billy Bob Thornton's son. I don't know.
Okay.
Got the shit beat out of me by a bunch of Mexicans.
Bro. So
Do you want to have a Landman talk?
yeah, that was kind of like I was like, what the hell am I going to talk about when I get on this thing? Well, there's always Landman.
I guess
So
there's always Landman.
that was my run sheet: Landman and Thanksgiving.
You know, I'd gotten into I listened to a very long podcast with Quentin Tarantino and this other director guy who I guess Tarantino's into podcasting now, which kind of excites me, but also goes, come on, man, you don't need to do a podcast. Like, I have a podcast. You don't need one.
Dude, everybody has there's so many dumb podcasts out there.
There's so many bum podcasts, but I cornered the market. But yeah, and he was talking about Yellowstone, which I guess Yellowstone just ended.
Yeah, R.I.P. Jamie. Spoiler alert.
With apparently a kind of a like I don't think they had much.
The season sucked. It was so much filler.
But he talked about how there's a lot of good stories in there, but at the end of the day, like Yellowstone and even Landman, it's just honestly pretty more high dollar soap operas
Yeah.
than an actual like a movie or anything else like that. So Landman itself, and I was texting you about it because I was like, I got some HSOs on Landman, but I just don't know like pinpointing exactly where I'm at on it. But I think the biggest takeaway I get from it is I go, this is a pretty good show.
Yeah.
But it's wildly dumb. It dumbed down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it's not advanced. I mean, there's some great lines in there where they're just like, wow, I have never verbally ever thought about a lot of these things that they're talking about. And then he goes, then a guy is just standing on pipes and gets killed by it. And I'm like, why would
dude, I had to tell Tiffany, I'm like, look, I'm no like roughneck expert, and things do happen out on site. I know that, but I guarantee you it's not as common and as like you're not going to get 2 explosions in one episode, like in the real life.
No, not a lot of that, because I actually work with a lot of former oil people, like oil refineries, or even working in the oil fields. They have safety, like very stringent safety.
Yes.
And
but
whenever
shit does happen though, like when you smash your thumb, like that shit happens.
I'm not denying that. But like it's a wildly dumb show, but like safety in the oil fields is like they get to what we do in construction, and we have to tell them to chill the fuck out. It's just a roof and he'll be fine. Like
yeah,
we need to have our safety standards, but you're going a little too far here, bud.
I did those 3 months at Halliburton.
Yeah.
And even in the office, if you had a meeting with 2 or more people, so literally any meeting,
you had a safety meeting.
Yeah, you start every single meeting with the safety topic. And so it's awkward when you're like a one-on-one with someone. It's like, all right, let's do our safety topic. You got anything? Don't get carpal tunnel. Like
it's like we're sitting in an office, and a lot of the jobs, like I don't go to the office. I refuse to. I've gone there a few times. I just feel very uncomfortable at the office. The Dallas office is okay, but the Houston main office that I have, I feel very awkward. And I went in there one time and I was going to wear my tennis shoes, and the guy stopped me. He goes, "Hey man, you can't go in there with that."
Steel toes.
I'm like, what? We're just in an office.
Steel toes, baby.
Like a stapler might fall on my foot or something.
Steel toes. So they took us interns out on the first night shopping for steel toe boots.
Yeah.
So we literally got to get a set of like good cowboy boots, but they had to be steel toed.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess I don't have much on land. The conversation on Landman is gonna be very short because it's just a good filler show to be like, hey, this is something fun to watch.
Well, I would say Billy Bob Thornton's amazing.
Billy Bob, you know what? I still can't find out if he is just an incredible actor or if he is just that son of a bitch.
A
And I
little
don't
of both.
a little bit of
Like
a both.
he
Like
has it in him and he can lean into it when he's acting.
yeah, but I think he had that one show where he was like a lawyer, and I really didn't think that that fit him real well. Uh,
Yeah, I
it
don't know
was
what you're
some,
talking about,
it
but
was some Amazon show. That's why, because no one gives a fuck. But like Billy Bob Thornton finds these roles, and it's just like that's pretty perfect. Like even the Bad News Bears remake, which Walter Matthau, like that's the fucking bee's knees of who should play that. And he did all right, but I'm like, I don't think he's acting that much. I think he like Bad Santa. I kind of think he is just a fucking crazy lunatic who would just
yeah,
who would
yeah,
just kind of
probably so.
yeah, I,
Um,
but but I don't see them as like where you see like crazy people playing roles or whatever, and then you see them and they're like quiet and they're like, yeah, I'm actually really like they're like sweet people. Like that's pretty amazing. But you know, like what's the guy who played the bad guy in Bad Breaking Bad?
oh yeah,
Carl,
Giancarlo
yeah, Esposito.
yeah,
We're really
yeah.
great at names.
Well, truth be told, he wasn't like a vicious guy. He was conniving
Yeah,
but he wasn't like a son of a bitch.
yeah, but it's just still like just a quaint little
Yeah, he's
man.
probably the nicest guy on set.
Just like
So
hello, hello. Um,
I am excited. I'm going to see my dad on Saturday, and he last time I saw him was Thanksgiving. He was excited to dig into Landman, and he's been in the industry his whole life. And
yeah,
when I was watching with Tiffany, I was like, who will have great opinions on this show is my dad. So I'm excited to get his takes
I
now
mean,
that he's caught up.
I think it's like anything. You have a show, and there is going to be a level of quote unquote truth with it,
Yeah,
but it's a show. We got to make
yeah,
something like okay, it's a science teacher who starts running up meth. We're gonna have to drum this up a little bit, or no one's gonna fucking give a fuck. So yeah, oil filled and being a landman is not whatever. Wherever I saw that landman, I was like, who the fuck would make a show about a land? I know landman men, whatever, and they're just the most like who gives a fuck kind of people. Like no one cares.
yeah. Right.
You're
Their
so you're
lives are
like
probably a little more boring than old Billy Bob's.
you're just like yeah, I just went to a grandmother's house and got her to sign the thingamajigger, and then I had to do like all that shit, and I'm just like okay,
They're not
very
they're not staving off the cartel.
no, like the opening of the show.
He's in a hood.
He's in a hood getting guns put on him. Like, what the fuck is
And not only is he in a hood, but he's like talking shit.
so because usually I would know a lot of landmen. Most landmen would be pissing their fucking pants.
Most human beings.
I don't know what grizzled landman vet would be doing. Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. Yeah.
Well, I'll have the National Guard down here with a boot in your ass before you wake up in the morning.
Oh my god, I didn't even think. Yeah, it's kind of going back on that show. You're just like, okay, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I was like, okay, what the fuck is this show? And then I've settled into it, and I look forward to it every Sunday. I don't miss a Sunday. I don't let it go into like Wednesday. Like, oh yeah, I got to catch up. Like Sunday, it's appointment television for me.
Yeah, and that is different though because I have not had appointment television in a very long time.
That might be a part of it too. Is I'm a little starved. Like I'm rewatching Yellowstone just to pass time because there was a stretch where I was watching a lot of shit on Apple TV. And I'm like, damn, everything is a banger on this. But I've kind of run out. So,
yeah.
Hold on. I got one more point on Landman, and then I'll tell you what I'm watching now.
Okay.
It's time to dig into Taylor Sheridan's hard drive.
Yours a sus, man. Something's going on, huh?
Something's going on. Like, you can't be that comfortable, like, turning a high school girl into, like, a porn actress.
Yeah, I'm very uncomfortable. And I'm telling you, if I was like 20s, I'd be like, God, that bitch is so hot. Da, 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 da. Watching this
Dude,
show,
even
I'm
in your
like,
20s, like that girl's in high school.
I
Like, were
know.
you into high school girls in your 20s?
I would definitely have to look at her. You don't look at that girl and go, she is 17 years old. I look at her and I go, that's a early
I
20s
know. I just
girl.
can't suspend
But
the
I know
character from reality. Yeah, she's like 27 in real life. I get it, but
she is not. It's not like she does not seem like she is 2 years older than my daughter, or nearly a year older than my daughter. That
you should
does
not
not
be that
compute.
comfortable portraying a high school girl character that way.
You know, I get that, and I think I don't know a whole. I know everybody's gone a little crazy on this whole. Like, is that guy like worth like $1 billion? He's like white people's Tyler Perry now.
Oh, I know. I know.
So like, yeah, I don't know. But I don't know what his. I heard his writing process is like. He like sits around in a room and like finishes off. I think you maybe need to spend a little bit more time in the writing room. Like, don't
Well, he's
rush
so
it.
spread out.
Yeah, I think he has
He,
like seven shows going or something.
yeah,
Or
that and he bought the 4.6s.
yeah, totally.
I do have another question. I don't really know what the annual revenue of their fictitious company is. It seems kind of small potatoes. Like a company like that, is the John Hamm in real life balling like that?
What did he ball in?
Dude, like he lives in a mansion and
Since his daughter to TCU.
well, I
Whoop de
mean,
doo.
yeah, a lot of people do that. But don't you think if you're balling like that at that company, the company's getting sold?
I know, and they still do acknowledge that there is Exxon Mobil and there
Well,
is
that yeah, they're
Conoco.
like they don't mess with us small guys. They like they said that, right? Like
Yeah,
they don't mess with the big guys. So you're
yeah.
telling me it's a small company and he's living in the nicest house in Fort Worth.
I I don't. I'm not trying to get in too
I know
deep on that.
it's very picky. I know
I'm sure he's just a meager billionaire, but
he invests well.
yeah, I don't know. You might have read more into the
Yeah,
landman than
I
I
know.
did.
Like there's enough to pick on the show without going that deep. But all right, so what I'm watching now, and we can make this a 30-second conversation if you haven't watched it, but Rick and Morty.
Like the
No.
start of it.
Yeah, I just now watched it.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have it. Yeah, I have seen Rick and Morty ten
All right.
years ago.
Well, I'll tell you why I never watched it. And because when it came out, I was living in Tampa and I had some friends that were really into it and they were annoying about it. So I was like, all right, I'm never gonna watch this show. But then I started seeing
You
some clips.
always do that.
What?
What is your saying on a lot of this? Like you do this all the time.
What is my saying? I have
You
a
have a
saying.
you have a saying about
I'm gonna
this.
start writing stuff down, man. I'm getting too old to remember
Well,
everything.
you always like uh you and me went to see Titanic for the 100-year anniversary, and you go, was that the first time you seen it?
Nah, yeah, actually it was.
Yeah,
Actually
it
it
was the
was.
first time you saw it, and we walked out of there as Celine Dion's playing her music, and you go, and you sit there and go, you know what? Society got that one right. I was like, yeah, it was a multi-billion dollars. It made all the money.
All
It was
right,
all.
good. I couldn't remember what my review was. I didn't know where you were gonna go with that.
I remember a few things, but yeah, you always seem to do this where you
Like
sit there
I'm a
and
contrarian.
you try to be contrarian, and then you end up going, you
No,
know
it
what?
wasn't that it was popular. It's just these friends whom I loved were just annoying about it. And I even texted Martin. I was like, I think I'm going to start Rick and Morty. And his first thing was, don't let it become your whole personality. I know you won't. Like in parentheses. And I'm like, dude, exactly. That's why I didn't want to watch it in the first place.
Oh, it is. It is. I had to think about it because it is 10 years. It started in 2013.
So I didn't know what to expect really. I just seen some clips on YouTube and they were pretty funny. And as I'm going through, I'm like on season 3, and
You
it's
made it that far?
yeah, dude, I like it, but it's not like I remember the first time going through The Simpsons, and I'm like belly laughing, like can't breathe laughing.
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's what this show's intending to be, like that funny, but I don't see it that way. But I think it's really smart.
I think it's very smart, and they run a little bit on the absurd
Yeah,
as well. Um, I will say the shark was jumped at Pickle Rick, just so you know.
pickle. Okay, so
Have you
it's
not?
gonna
Have you
decline,
have
and
you
then
not
I'll
got
be pot committed, and I'll have to.
everybody? No, you don't need to be pot committed to this stupid show because there's no like it's no linear thing where they're trying to get Rick and Morty to this point. Like no one gives a fuck. It's just a dumb show that it can go on forever like The Simpsons. It's not like
Yeah, no, Simpsons
Breaking
did have
Bad.
a
Let's
downfall.
let's see what happens.
Yeah,
I've studied the downfall of The Simpsons. We're not going to go into this, but there are videos on The Simpsons that talk about the downfall of the
I'll have to dig
humor.
into that. I'll dig into it and get back to you. What are some shows now? Now that brings a question to mind. Have you watched any shows where like you were into them at the beginning and then it got to a point where it's like, let's just get this over with?
Well, you do that a lot.
I
Again,
do.
yeah, I'd
Like,
give
what?
up.
Give me an example.
Uh, Homeland.
I didn't even start Homeland.
Homeland is probably season one is probably the one of the most impressive seasons I've ever seen. And then two was okay. It's almost like a show that they made and they had one season in mind, and then after that they're like, "Oh fuck, you're picking it up!" Like shit, we don't really have a story after this. So the main guy in it actually leaves, I think, the third or fourth season. So you're like, "Oh fuck this! I want the guy who started the whole show." There was a whole show was about, and then it just turned into a CIA show.
Hey,
So yeah, that
no,
that
I've never even started
um
Homeland. Is
man,
that yeah?
there's a lot of shows. I don't have any off the top of my dome.
I think Game of Thrones was kind of like that for me. I
Game of Thrones, I was ready to throw that bitch off of a
exactly, and that's what I'm saying.
fucking
Like you're
mountain.
not like pumped up for the last season. It's just like let's.
No.
I'm watching this to get it over with.
It's the opposite of what I felt like with Breaking Bad. Like I
Mm.
was ready for that to end, and I was ready for it to be awesome. And I think I was like, that was pretty good. I was like, okay. Where um and you never watched Lost, did you?
Nope. It just seems like such a task
It's not.
because there's
It,
what 34 seasons and
it's not 34 seasons. That's another one you'll be like, I
well,
think so.
and
I think society got
I
that one
think
right.
I think I'll let Junior get in my head on this. He's like what, the smoke monster? He always jokes about that because that's what Lost fans always bring up as the jump the shark moment. So he makes fun of that. And I'm like, well, if the smoke monster sucks that bad, I might as well not watch any of it.
The smoke monster is like so minuscule of part of that show. It's not like it was an entire season of a smoke monster.
Well, that's how Junior made it
A
sound.
smoke monster was there, and then they moved on with the rest of the season. That show still emotionally will get me at the end of that season finale. That one will emotionally disrupt me. Um,
Let's see.
are you looking up shows?
No, I'm looking up how many seasons Lost is. Is this where J.J. Abrams got his big break?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think, right? Yeah, they were all like, dude, he should do Star Trek.
Star Trek was pretty good.
Star Trek was really good.
There are 6 seasons. I am learning.
There's a lot of Netflix shows like that though that are start off really good. You know, like Orange is the New Black one.
Oh,
That
that's
was
a good one. That Okay, but I didn't finish that one. It got so stupid. I don't remember
I was just
season
like,
two.
this is lame as hell. But at first, you're like, oh, this is an interesting concept, and then I'm like, this is just gay. I don't like it.
Dude,
And
I
I don't
think
watch it.
I think it was
Literally,
early
by the
on
way.
in the I don't know if it was season 2 or 3 or whatever, but there was like a 10-minute monologue on why Christianity sucks. And I'm like, okay, I see where the show's going now, and I'm no longer entertained.
Yeah. Um, trying to think of any other ones.
Handmaid Tale.
Man, my wife loves A Handmaid Tale.
I got into it.
You did.
And then they took that long break because of COVID, and the momentum just died. And I never really I watched like the first couple episodes of the most recent season, and I'm out.
I I
There was a time and place, and that's no longer here. And
I think that was an interesting concept. And then they had when I knew I was done was in the first few episodes. I don't know, maybe in the first episode. I don't know. They genitally mutilated one of the girls for doing something. I can't remember
yeah,
exactly.
seem to remember that.
Did she fuck somebody or something?
Yeah,
Or
yeah. I think she was having an affair with the master or whatever the fuck they called the dudes.
so there. This is this fundamental Christian. It's Christian based.
It's
This whole little group.
it's yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
So I saw that and I go, okay, you did that, but can we please look up which ones are mutilating genitals more
Yeah,
often? Is it Christians or is it maybe other religions? But
yeah.
they wouldn't have the balls to do that shit.
Uh-uh.
So that I
No,
was just like, this doesn't take that much courage to do this bullshit. And by the way, Handmaid's Tale broke so many
dude, I was
brains
just gonna
in the
go there.
world.
I
They
was gonna
broke
ask if your
so
wife
many brains.
did your wife go vote in a red robe and
No, no, she's way too smart for that. So yeah, no, she strictly the story part. She doesn't. Yeah, she doesn't believe all that. So a show that I'm currently
hey, golly.
the show that I'm currently
Hey, on air. We're on air. Molly. Sorry.
I'll edit that out. I no. Um, the show that I am currently mad that is on a well,
Golly.
I was on a plane. So let me tell you how I got to the show. So I've been flying on planes a lot lately, and I watched a show on the plane called Severance. Have you heard of Severance?
Yep. I'm caught up. Can't wait for the next season.
Me neither.
Dude,
And
it's good as fuck.
it's so good. So Severance is a great show that again pisses me off that they hit it on this dumb, stupid ass. I fucking hate Apple TV.
What?
It's a stupid fucking idea. I got too many fucking things to watch. I can't have another fucking subscription base.
All
I
right, but
can't
Apple TV is like the gold
what
standard of television series, in my opinion.
at the moment I would say you're right. But like I don't particularly subscribe. The dog's fine. You don't have to keep yelling.
Okay, well, it's getting on
You're
my
actually
nerves, but
you're actually worse than the dog.
well, I
Dog
think I
noises.
think I have control over her when she gets in these barking fits. It's because everybody walks their dog outside of my balcony,
Hmm.
and she loves barking at dogs. So
So
anyway,
what was I talking about? I told you
Severance
Severance.
and
So
Apple TV shows.
but like I have Paramount Plus whatever to watch Landman, but
Hmm.
I actually don't have a subscription to Paramount Plus. I actually have a subscription to Walmart Plus, so they give you a free Paramount Plus
Dude, they be handing
subscription.
out free subscription. I'm subscribed to Horn Frog Blitz, the TCU Insider message board, and it's like $6 a month to be a member, so whatever. I
Yeah.
never even really check it, but
Paramount's
what I do get
begging.
is a free subscription to Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus is begging you. Like you can just walk around the street and someone's like, "Yo, I got a free Paramount Plus 3 month." Paramount Plus is probably the uh, worst subscription base. Like it's terrible.
I agree. Peacock can be in that discussion because it's
Peacock's
mostly
got
like Bravo.
Peacock gets a bad rap, but they got stuff. They got the wrestling, and
Okay, no, thank you. They do have they do
they
have
got the wrestling,
soccer. They
and
have soccer, which
they have soccer, and then they have they're actually getting some baseball and football games, aren't they?
I don't know, man. It's
They do
always,
have they do have football too,
the world's
and
always changing.
they have the office. They have the office. They have,
Yeah, they do. But so does like I can turn on my YouTube TV and The Office is on 24/7. So
it's on Comedy Central at all times.
Yeah, I can just jump in and watch an episode.
Um,
Hey, so on Severance, it took me like half the season to realize I wasn't Tom Cruise. Like the main actor.
I know. I'm flabbergasted that you just said
What?
that.
What? That's Tom Cruise, buddy.
How long did it take you?
Half the season.
No, it did not.
I thought it was Tom Cruise the whole time.
Why does he have so much makeup on? Tom Cruise.
I thought something was off.
That's Ben from
And I'm
that's
like,
Ben from Parks and Rec.
I've never seen Parks and Rec.
Obviously.
Adam Scott, I'm learning.
Yes.
Good golfer. I'm surprised I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. Yeah.
John
doesn't wear-
Turturro in it though was great for me as a Oh Brother Where Art Thou P1.
Oh, I bet it does. Yeah, if John Goodman was in this, you'd be on all over.
We need some more John Goodman, man. There's nothing bad John Goodman's ever been in.
Just imagine Adam Scott just walking around the set with his green jacket
and his long putter.
It's like, Adam, why are you over here just
Does Adam Scott have a Masters? Yeah, he won the Masters, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he won the Masters.
With his long, stupid putter. That's right.
Yeah, I fucking hated him. Ugh, I was like, get your dumb ass fucking putter out of here.
All right, do you want to pivot from TV?
No.
Do you have more on TV?
I want to finish the part about Apple TV.
Oh, gotcha.
You literally you can raise your hand. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, you can do that in real life, or you can.
I
just
did
go down
not know that.
Hey, what's the AI companion? Let's experiment.
I think you can change your backgrounds and stuff. I don't know. So I watched Severance, love Severance, but I was like, I literally bought a subscription to watch one television show, which was ridiculous. But I did. So I was like, I want to see what else is on this app. And so Shrinking came up. Have you seen Shrinking? Is that a yes or a no? Sorry for the audio listeners. Jacob's just playing with Zoom now. Thank you.
It sent a wave of thumbs up.
A thumbs up. Okay.
Hold on. I don't know. It sounds familiar. I think so. Let me look it up.
It's the.
It's a comment. No, I haven't. I steer away from comedies, man. But this has Han Solo in it, so maybe.
Dude,
I'll check it out.
How the fuck has Harrison Ford not been in more comedies? Because he's not even in comedic roles in movies. If get me wrong, I mean maybe he has, but nothing really. Has he?
Comedy? Can't think off. I think so. But
Harrison Ford. I gotta look at his IMDb real quick.
Yeah, he's Mr. Tough Guy in a lot of movies.
He's just always just such a straight guy or a tough guy. He's a Tyler Sheridan movie, isn't he? That 1945.
Yeah, he's in 1923.
1923.
Yeah, he's in a shit ton of Star Wars.
A lot of Star Wars. I guess he was in Anchorman too, but I never saw that.
I never saw Anchorman 2. I didn't want to ruin a good thing.
Yeah, he was the non-racist owner in 42.
Okay, good, good, good. Songs.
Okay, well, you can see there's not a lot of comedies on here.
No, man, I swore there was something, but
No, remember regarding Henry?
American Graffiti.
Did you ever remember that one regarding Henry? I bet you never saw that.
No, but have you seen American Graffiti?
I mean, yes, I've seen American Graffiti. For
You
fuck's sake,
have?
yes.
Oh, there's a lot of people in this.
Do
Richard
you know who?
Dreyfuss. Of
Hey, do you know who directed American Graffiti?
course I do.
No, who did it?
George Lucas.
You know what's funny is I can see that your eyes are reading. I can literally see you reading.
It had a
Um,
budget of $777,000. It
yeah,
made
that's
750, so they lost money.
yeah, but that was his big break.
Why? Lost money. Failure.
Yeah, I know. So he's in this. So he's in this show called Shrinking, and it has Jason, not Jason Bateman, Jason
Jason
Segel.
Segal, the martial arts guy.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
yeah.
Jason Segel from Forgetting Sarah Marshall,
Oh, okay. Okay.
the big tall guy. It's fucking so good.
Is it really?
Like,
If I'm
okay,
comedy agnostic, will I like it?
because the comedy is there. Like okay, did you ever watch Scrubs? I bet you never watched Scrubs.
Hold
So,
on. Wait.
do you know what Scrubs is? No. I'm gonna have to fucking like I'm gonna have to post this that you
Dude,
just play.
I haven't been on Zoom in a while. There's a lot of cool things to play with. What are these apps?
Okay, hold on, focus, motherfucker. Like, Jesus. So Shrinking is a comedy, but man, there's a serious undertone with this show because it's about a therapist who works with Harrison Ford as a therapist, but his wife got killed in a drunk driving accident, and so he's a therapist, but he's a fucking mess, and it's really emotional. And have you? Okay, full disclosure here, everybody. As I'm getting older, I'm getting more emotional, and I don't really like
It helps me enjoy things that I never would have enjoyed in previous.
I'm getting like when I was much younger, even as a child, I never felt like I got really emotional. I wasn't a kid who like cried a lot.
No,
Or
dude, I was Mr. Robot Man.
yeah, well, you definitely were,
Hell
but
yeah.
yeah, you were very robotic. But I mean, I would, I guess, cry, but it's not a huge thing. But man, I've been this show made me absolutely tear up, like a show like I've never teared up before ever, and I was shocked that this stupid show would. So, watch Shrinking if you would do or not. I don't care. But
I will
I'm
I will
very,
try.
I'm very angry that it's stuck on a stupid, dumb app that I don't really even want to have.
Dude, they all
So,
run together for me. Like when I'm trying to go to a show and I'm like, all right, let me log on to Peacock. Oh shit, no wait, is it on Max? Oh
it's
fuck
a
no, it's
pure
on Paramount.
here, but I want I just want to say though, fuck you motherfuckers who are all like, oh, see, this is all why we just need cable. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Cable
Dude,
sucks my fucking ass.
dude, they have
Suck my
Stockholm syndrome or something.
yeah. I'm like, fuck cable. I
Like we
don't
need to bring the
miss.
king back. Bring the
Yeah,
king back.
fuck cable. Cable ain't coming back, bitch.
Like we fought for our independence and now we want to run and go back to the king.
Oh, that's the best fucking analogy. Like, yeah, we fucking killed it over here, and now you want to go run back. Fuck cable. But the thing I don't like, but the thing I do like, okay, I can subscribe to Apple for 2 or 3 months. I'll probably cancel.
Shit, that was my plan is to watch everything and cancel. Well, here I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Months
A
later.
year later.
Yeah.
But
Fuck.
I have canceled like Disney and Hulu. I was a little pissed, and my kids wanted to watch Christmas shows or whatever. And my
Christmas
wife,
Vacation.
that is on HBO Max, so I'm good. So, uh, and so everybody won, but I'm canceling Disney after the new year. It's fucking gone. I'm
your
fucking done with
your youngest is aged out of it. She's not
that.
watching I don't know, Bluey or whatever the hell they show on there.
Yeah, she's over here. What? Are you watching The Sopranos? What the fuck? You're fucking eight. Yeah,
So Rip Cole Hauser was Benny O'Donnell in Dazed and Confused.
yeah.
Oh, okay, it's common knowledge, I guess. Shit.
Did you not know that?
Fuck no.
His trajectory. I think he's probably. Is he the? Oh, I guess Ben Affleck wins. I was thinking, is he the most successful actor out of that
Well, there's
movie?
that McConaughey guy.
Okay. Ben Affleck, McConaughey. Let's get those people
You think
out.
Affleck outranks McConaughey?
Man.
Nah, McConaughey has to clear, dude.
Yeah, I think so. McConaughey has an Oscar. Oh,
Well, fuck if I know.
Ben Affleck has a fucking Oscar for a movie he probably didn't write.
Well, they both do directing, right?
I don't know if McConaughey probably does.
Plus, that shit don't count anyway. If you're not on screen, I don't care.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm going to give the edge to McConaughey here, but let's make this our Twitter poll.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, go to @AnotherDumbPodcast on Twitter or X. You can find us on Instagram as well. Please vote in our poll. Ben Affleck or Matthew McConaughey. And leave a comment. Let us know.
Yeah. No, I swear to God, I want to be the least favorite podcast. Like, I do not want to advertise. I don't hashtag
Dude,
us.
I'm sure I've talked about this before, but when we started post-game beers and stuff, like, we did not want to do that shit, but then we realized that it's kind of important because we got like one Texas Tech asshole gave us a 1-star, and so we had to go on in Twitter and say, look, we promise we're not going to beat you up to subscribe and leave a comment, but if you guys can cancel out this jerk, that'd be great. And we got like 50 people go on there and rate and review us, so I don't really know if it's that big of a deal to listeners. It's just something we hosts are a little weird about.
As I'm sitting right now, I think Apple, I realized just now, I don't go on the Apple podcast thing much at all anymore.
I still listen to all my podcasts on Apple. I have Spotify for Joe Rogan. Other than that, it's Apple.
YouTube and Overcast.
Dude, I spend 90% of my screen time on YouTube.
It's crazy.
It's kind of insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's replaced Twitter for me. I'll look at Twitter. Like, if I have an hour to dedicate to social media, it's 7 minutes of Twitter and 53 minutes of YouTube.
Hey, what the fuck is this? Hey, by the way, who's Horned Frog 76? That guy can fucking suck a dick.
I've never heard of him.
The political talk is non-substantive.
Horned Frog 76.
Substantive and resembles the angry rhetoric of man. He's a lot of fucking big words here, man. Okay, the funny parts aren't particularly funny, and overall the show isn't that good or relevant. I think
he's cooking.
Let the man cook. He's like, what? I do like the tagline. What is this?
Look, okay, so we're nailing our mission statement to be a podcast about nothing, to be dumb about it. And, we said in the beginning, we're just going to bullshit and talk about whatever the fuck we want. And
who's the dumb one? It's the fucking Horned Frog 76 who's like, why don't they talk about substantial political issues? Fuck you, you dumb piece of shit.
I'll tell you what the giveaway there is. The 76 means he's probably not our target demographic.
Dude, I don't know about that. We get a lot of old folks where I think we're boomerific, bro.
Because we're here like We're always like the first 5 minutes, fucking boomers.
Fucking love boomers, man. Boomers are our target audience.
Oh, that's wild. That's
Yeah,
so
we got a
funny.
lot of you and me just hanging out with a bunch of 56-year-olds. They all look like Hammer. Like,
Dude. That's what it is. The goddamn Grego podcast. That like
we are.
we're typecasted.
From the
We're gonna get like where's Grego comments because they want more Grego content.
Yeah, after I came here episode 6 and I hadn't heard him say it. What the fuck?
Talk about Goran Dragic.
God damn, I don't want everybody going. I don't know who that is. Who the hell's this Tyler Sherritt fucker? I don't like that. Yeah, dude. I don't know. That's the first time we've gotten a. Yeah, we did get a 1-star. I do like yes, dumb, 3 stars.
I mean,
why?
Commit.
Why 3? Yeah, don't you like yes, dumb, and I still listened. I guess.
Dude, I love when, like, I think it was Heim would do this when he would cut a comment and post it and say, read this whole paragraph of a glowing review, and they gave me 2 stars. When it's like, oh, the restaurant was clean and inviting, and everybody was friendly. The food was delicious. We had a great time. The owner was pleasant. 2 stars.
Yeah, but you get guys like Ryan Wittig, and his tagline: "Greatness."
Hell yeah,
greatness.
We fooled him.
Ryan, you're wrong.
Dude, you need to listen to another podcast, not this dumb one.
I was going to say, this is your only. It's like I would love for someone. It's like I don't listen to any other podcast, but another dumb podcast. That's it.
We do have some P1s.
We have a few, but it says it's reminiscent of the ticket when the ticket was solid back in the day, but this show is actually better.
No, that's not a real comment.
It's fucking right there, bitch. It's right there.
Let me see this.
Yeah, it's on there. Solid sports talk, life stories, and comedic relief all in one. Were you looking for
Hold on. Wait.
All right. Anyways, let's wrap this up.
Let's work in a break, and so I can switch over laundry because
all right.
I'm behind. It's late, and I'm gonna grab another beer. So let's.
I'm gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna start this real quick. All right.
But right now at 8:40 on the ticket. Mentioned an hour ago, I was really worried about the new Globe Life field being finished in time. They showed highlights from the ballpark yesterday, the new ballpark, and it just looked like they had a long way to go. Most of the seats aren't installed. The suites aren't even close to being done. The concourse areas, signage, the turf isn't down. Got a lot of work to do, and they've only got 3 months to get it done. Well, joining us now on the ticket hotline is the contractor who's in charge of the new Globe Life field and getting it done by the end of March. We say good morning to Randy Cody. How are you?
Get her done. That's right.
Get her done.
You guys calling to bitch at me too?
No, we're just asking questions.
I tell you, I got so many guys mad at me because we behind schedule on this thing, and as I told the Rangers, I'm going to tell you, stadium gets done when the stadium gets done. That's just the bottom line on this thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, the bottom line is they have a start of the season that they...
Well, look at here, sir. It ain't my fault. Look, I'm running 20 crews on this thing night and day, 24/7. I'm up to my ass in alligators. I put over 3,000 miles on my F-350 just running to the Home Depot and back in the past 2 weeks for crap my guys forgot to put on the order sheet. You can't count on nobody. And we was doing okay on the schedule until John Daniels' wife, Melania, she come in here.
Okay, I don't think that's her name.
She changed all the sconces and half the wall colors and didn't like the color of the artificial turf, so we had to rip that thing out 3 different times and order new turf because we didn't have the right shade of green on that thing.
That's why it's not down yet.
That's why. Yeah, I tell you, she's been a nightmare. She had me build out that stadium in stain grade. She wanted everything stain grade because she wanted top notch.
Yeah.
Right? So I put stain grade in there. Then she comes along and says, well, I think painted would be good. So then She had us paint over stained grade wood.
Oh man,
That's expensive, right?
Sure.
I paint over stained grade wood. Then she changes her mind again, wants to go back to stained grade. She tells me just to strip it off. I say, look, Melania, it's easier just to take this wood out and put in stained grade than to strip all that quarter round and all that. So, it's stuff like that. And then they want to blame me for not having it done on time when they's the one making all the changes. It's about the craziest job I've ever done.
Yeah, you always complain about when the wives get involved that slows things way down.
Hey, wives, they're fun to sleep with, ain't fun to work with.
Hey. Come on, Randy.
This job's been insane. It's almost as crazy as the time I had some idiot from City Hall hire me to build a canal down Main Street, downtown Dallas.
Well, that never got off the ground, though.
Tell me about the implication. I was just thinking,
Yeah.
what is the implications of Instagram? Because just off the top of my head, I came up with this concept.
This is the opposite of what we were just talking about off air.
I mean, we were not talking about this at all, and I just popped right in my head.
All right, so I quit Instagram, right?
Oh,
dude, it's
have you
too
quit?
much because
And have you quit all the metas? Like I stopped Facebooking, but my wife my wife bothers me with Facebook, and because somebody will post some.
Tiffany will post a freaking I don't know, what do you call it? Like the status thing where it's like a picture, it's temporary or whatever. And I think you can post it on like Instagram and Facebook or whatever. And then she'll message me on Facebook like, you didn't reshare this. And I'll see it like 6 months later.
Yeah.
What did you expect? And now it's to the point on Instagram where she's like, you didn't repost this. And I'm like, honey, if you don't explicitly tell me that day to go check my Instagram and repost whatever it is you want me to repost, it ain't getting done. Because that'll require me having to go on Instagram independently and see that you posted it. And that just ain't happening anymore, man.
Yeah.
Instagram and I had a nice run for about a year or two. And dude, the fucking interfighting in groups that'll go on in the politics that derive from Instagram crap about, oh, this person's supposed to be my friend, but they liked this person's post. Let me read way into that and change my social outlook on this person based on this like on this person's Instagram post.
You know,
and this shit goes on. It doesn't matter like how normal you think your friend is or whoever. They're doing it. They are stalking their enemies. They are saying, let me see who liked this post so I know who I probably should not trust.
Oh my God.
Or like say you're in a group setting, right? And everybody's taking pictures and posting. Then it comes, well, who reposted whose stuff and whose stuff didn't get reposted? Oh, well, this person reposted that person's post, and that person's post, but they didn't repost that person's post. What's going on there?
Mm-hmm.
There's so much just like backroom judgment going on based on Instagram activity.
Okay. That is interesting. And I also have a different HSO than you do on this because I do believe that does exist. I don't partake in it, but you know what? I kind of do partake in it, but in a different way.
Okay.
I partake in it in a way of like, and again, it's just between mostly me and my wife. And I go, did you see what the fuck da-da-da-da posted? Jesus Christ. Or just like some little thing. And I go, well, you know what? Like, so in a way of like, I like that person, whatever, I'm getting a negative vibe on some people. And I go, I might like you in person. And some of these people I really do. But if you are really, what is the term? It's just like,
chronically online or
constantly posting.
Yeah.
Boy, man, Jim Cornette always talks about wrestlers. And I think about this with a lot of things with like, there's a lot of people that are overexposed. I would think of like Jason Kelsey or some other people that are just like, man, does every fucking commercial gonna have this motherfucker on it? But how am I supposed to miss you if you never go away? So if you post every fucking day or multiple times a day, all I think about is I'm like, are you really this absorbed that you believe that everybody really gives a fuck about what you're doing? And I'm not saying nobody does, because I'm sure there are people who are like, oh, cool, so and so got a cute thing, blah blah blah. But I anti-post. Like I'll take a photo or I'll, whatever. And some people will ask me like, "Oh, don't post that." I go, "I wasn't really thinking of doing that anyways." And I don't really care that any like most of the posts I would ever do is if something really did happen that was kind of cool, which I'm sorry, my life, I'm not saying my life isn't cool, but most people would not fucking give a shit of what I'm doing.
What are you barbecuing this Saturday?
Yeah, and I did that. I did that. And, after a while, I kind of was like, you know what? Nobody fucking cares.
Yeah.
Not even my best. Jacob is my best friend in the world, and he doesn't fucking care.
No.
And I kind of was just like, you know what? If he doesn't really care, man, Matt, just imagine the people who fucking either hate me or are completely indifferent with me. They just go, look at this fucking idiot. Like no one gives a shit.
Well,
So-
I would say what you're judging is like level 1
Mhm.
social media judgment, right? It's direct. It's here's a post and you're judging the post. Now, what I'm talking about goes deeper than
No.
that. It's
Yeah.
not even it's the intergroup judgment that goes on
I did not know about
unspoken.
this.
Unspoken. And I didn't know. Like when I will say that when I first started on Instagram, there were some girls in the friend group that were like, and this was like before I even moved to Dallas. So this was like before.
And you have group friends in the like Instagram.
Well, it was my ex and her friends. All right, if we're gonna.
I don't need to
name
go
drop here.
All right, relax. Okay, keep going.
So the first thing they said, they were like, "Okay, we got to talk about this because there's rules." So, like, it was brought to my attention early. I'm like, "Fuck you talking about?" Like,
First rule about
yeah,
Instagram chat: we don't talk about the Instagram chat,
bro. It's oh man. I mean, I could give I don't want to give specific examples because I don't want to out anybody, but
right?
damn, it's like, and sometimes it's not just unspoken. It gets brought up to you, like, why'd you like that? I'm like, I don't know. I was just kind of cruising through, and like, kind of made me chuckle for 1/10 of a second, and I hit the thumbs up and kept it moving. Didn't think about it again.
It was,
but that's illegal. You can't do that on Instagram, dude. You got to be very intentional with your activity on there, or it could come back to bite you. It's a real fucking thing. I know it sounds stupid as hell, like talking through it, but it exists.
Very stupid.
And it's not just the most like high maintenance people that partake in this kind of behavior. It's everybody, dude. It's everybody. Now we'll say it, if you're going to single out a group, it's the women, but it exists.
How about that?
It exists. So
yeah, I bet it does exist. But I think with something like that, I think it's best. And I think the tide will turn soon enough, because now it used to be the whole thing where now you have these influencers and they'll do something. Either
fucking over influencers.
Influencers, yeah, but it's like they'll do a dance or they'll do some fucking trend. Every trend. So when
there's a restaurant review of this trendy place in the design district.
Like, who the fuck do you think you? I don't give a fuck what you think about that. But it's like, dude, you have 50 fucking followers. No one fucking cares.
I was at a wedding a few weeks ago. It was Mark. I don't know him, but yeah, it was at the Adolphus, right?
Yes.
And yeah, it was like Great Gatsby in that bitch. It was fucking incredible. So anyway, so we're at the wedding, and they have helpers everywhere, doing different things and whatnot. And Tiffany goes, That's so and so. That's one of my favorite influencers. And I'm like, well, go talk to her. It's like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, why the fuck not? It's like, it's a regular fucking human. Just
Yeah. They didn't do
like,
anything.
She has a few thousand followers. Big fucking deal.
Yeah, they don't.
So
do
we go up to get a
anything.
drink. We go up to get a drink, and we walk by her, and I'm like, she's like kind of elbowing me. I'm like, yeah, Tiffany, I fucking see her, right? So we get the drink, and I just walk right up to this girl, and Tiffany's like, where are you going? No. She follows me. I said, hey, she's a big fan of yours, but she's too nervous to talk to you. So, and the girl just laughed and introduced herself, and then they talked for like 45 fucking minutes about different dog pop-ups in Uptown and all this bullshit. And I'm like, it's a fucking human being.
yeah, just still talk. Imagine you and me at Summer Bash and we see Jake. And we're just like, oh my God.
I bet he wishes that we were too nervous to talk to him.
I think in hindsight, probably.
Are you still listening to Dumb Zone?
Yeah, I'm an avid listener to Dumb Zone. Yes.
Are you?
I maybe been a little busy lately, but yeah, most of the time I try to catch.
I might have an unpopular opinion.
Here we go.
I enjoyed the Dumb Zone. I try to listen, right? But every time I do, I find it to be such a tall task. Because it's kind of Rogan-esque in the fact that, okay, you're turning into this podcast, so you better block off 3.5 hours.
I think I made that point a while ago because I really think that their show needs to be an hour. But
I feel like they think they're not providing enough value for the cost.
No,
but I would probably listen every day if it was just an hour.
Yeah, I really think they should concise it because whenever they're doing it, because it's like I don't know, they feel obligated to do like all the little daily things. Like most of the this day and whatever the fuck, I go, well, I do not care to listen about that at all.
I'm like, I'll look at the run sheet and I'll see like,
yeah,
Mavs breakdown over the first month. I'm like, fuck yeah, okay. Let me, I want to hear this, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to fight through just, man, it works. The filler content works when you're doing a 3-hour show and half of it's commercials. So really your content is an hour and a half with, breaks in between.
For sure.
But when you're just fighting through just minutia because they feel like they got to fill time.
Well, that's like the thing. What's different about the Dumb Zone? You're talking about last night's Mavs game. When I listen next week, I really am not going to really care to listen about what happened in last week's Mavs game. Like a lot of the things that they're talking about are right then and there. So I've missed quite a few. I've been really busy lately. So some of those things just kind of fell by the wayside, but I will listen.
Well, the thing is, it's not like you can get caught up because you missed 3 days, you're 9 hours behind.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's like I was talking to my brother the other day, and we were talking about, hey, did you listen to Quentin Tarantino and Joe Rogan? It's like, yeah, I'm still about 40. I've been listening for the last 3 days and about 30 minutes left. And I go, well, that sounds about right because it's a really long show.
Yeah,
I've got shit to do, and there will be downtime. And it probably for me, it took me 2 days to finish that show. So I don't have 2 days to listen. So I will go, okay, where are the hot spots in this show? And that is good for them to like. I want to hear what they did on the weekend. That is always a little fun thing for me.
And I just think the pacing is a little slow.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like, they'll kind of start talking about something, and then it's just like, I don't know, man. It kind of takes them forever to move on to the next thing because they're just kind of leaving it open ended, and then somebody will crack in with a joke. And look, they have 69,000 people that subscribe, and 68,999 of them are like never miss a minute and can't wait for the next one. So I know I'm in the minority here, but that's just that's my experience with the show. It's just a little overwhelming. It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, especially when we already have. It's the whole thing now is some idiot has to find time to listen to this dumb show.
Yeah, but
along
but
with
we
the
do
other
4 episodes a year.
I know, but on top of us to the Dumb Zone and everything else to fucking listen to. So maybe you make it a little bit more concise. Yeah. But I don't know. And they do a lot of content. I mean, doing 4 shows. Is it 4 shows?
Yeah, and then they'll do the watch alongs and
the Wednesday. Yeah, I think the live streams is actually one of the biggest. Man, like I'm not. I know it's something they're kind of playing around with, but I think the watch alongs are a fucking mess.
Well, and my thing with the watch alongs is how many people are actually getting to enjoy this? Because if I'm watching the Cowboys, I'm with at least my girlfriend, if not more people. I'm not like holed off, in front of my computer or whatever.
Go to the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you doing? Shut up.
Hey, Dumb Zone's live broadcast. They're making fart jokes on this 3rd down,
Yeah, yeah. They got Soroy over there.
Yeah.
Whatever. But it's just like, I go, it would be good if it was just do it 2 or 3 times a year, but they do it every game.
I know. I just wonder about the person who's so isolated that they can lock into Cowboys and a podcast at the same time.
And there was a little bit of other critique on it. I'm here to listen to these guys.
Dude, thank you. I forgot. Dude, this is another thing that drives me crazy. I completely forgot. I'm like, man, now I got to hear Douchebag McGee for the,
Yeah. And that is a bad bit, and I'm not trying to be mean about it, because I think I'm going to listen to Dan. I want to listen to Jake. I want to listen to Blake. I don't give a fuck of what some guy who whatever, or I mean, I don't think they're too interview heavy. I think whatever they do in interview,
but it's almost like it's not even interviews. It's like they're trying to integrate them into the offense by passing them the ball too much. And
yeah, but it turns out to be like the special ed kid who got to run. Everybody get out of the way. He's coming through, and it's like he has no experience doing any broadcasting.
Right.
Let's get him in.
Yeah.
It's like no, like I have done this. There are hours of this dumb show, and I would not feel comfortable being on the Dumb Zone. I would be like, I have no business being on this show. I am an idiot. But these other people go, well, I do have an extra $690 in my pocket. I guess I'll want to be on the show. And I would just feel like, I'll just give you this. Can I just sit over here?
So
can I just sit over here?
Do you remember when Jake was out? It wasn't because of the most recent reason he was out, but there was another time he was out, and TC was having special guests, like people with interesting stories. Maybe it was when Jake was out.
Are you talking for IJB?
Yeah, for IJB. Sorry.
Yeah, he had that one. I don't listen to IJB very much, but he was having the thing where he would just talk to people.
Yeah. So here's my thing. I was like, God, this is gonna fucking suck. And then I'm like, holy shit, this is the most interesting man on the planet. Like, why am I so boring? Because TC would say, like, if you have an interesting story to tell, email me. And I was like,
yeah, but I think he vets it pretty good.
Sure. It's not. He doesn't. He just go.
My dad barbecued one time, and then the thing caught on fire. Cool. I don't think that would be a very good story. Like,
no, this was. I met the love of my life. She got cancer and died, and here's my journey of raising my kids by myself.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
So, was there one where this guy got shot? I think one.
Yeah. I think it's the same one. I was just trying to say it was. I was homeless for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, one I listened to. I haven't listened to. I think this is the only one I listened to. Is the one some guy broke into his home. I can't remember. He just got shot or something like that. And he just told the story, and you're just like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
And I'm like, I realize now how painfully boring I am, and I have no business emailing TC.
yeah. What am I? I've got nothing, and I'm glad to have nothing. I'm good with that. Like,
Dude.
yeah,
And anything that I would have that interesting, I would not be all that comfortable like
no,
broadcasting out.
not really. No, I'm a pretty.
Um,
I had to say it. Like, I'm a pretty private guy, and I think most people.
I've become that way. There was definitely a fuck it period where I'm like,
I,
Brad, let's
but
pod about the
yeah,
deepest, most personal things in my life. And
yeah, which we never did the divorce episode. But I think I was after a while, I was like,
no,
I don't think we need to do that.
yeah, that's kind of
But
where I arrived with it. Like once I got to the point where it's like, okay, I want to do this. Now it's like, well, we don't even really need to do it anymore because
no, I was like,
I'm sure
yeah.
there was like a 2 week sweet spot that overlapped. But
No, it's like, dude, it's been too long now.
yeah,
I mean,
now everybody's over it. It's
no
not
one
even
fucking
like,
cares.
yeah, no, exactly. I got a new girlfriend now.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's like, yeah, let's not talk about that.
So
But,
on IJB, I was going to make this point. It's overlap cast, Jake, same guy. I fucking don't miss IJB. And I think the reason why is like they do, the 2 episodes a week. One's a Patreon, one's a regular. And they keep them both at about an hour. And at the end of each one, I'm like, oh, damn it. Now I got to wait like a few more days for the other episode to come out. And then that one, I finished that one. I'm like, fuck, I got to wait till next week now. Like, and then I'll go back and just listen to a random old episode. But they're very concise with their content, and there's no filler, and
yeah,
in an hour it's done, and it leaves you satisfied but wanting.
yeah, just like how we're doing now. We're not, I felt so mad about, or not so mad. I was just like, why am I a bus? Like for a while when I was doing this, I was like, I want to at least try to push out an episode every week. Every week, I'll just try my best to pull one out. And after a while, I'm like, fuck this bullshit. Like,
dude, I think once a month, if we could commit to one, like if we get everybody to commit to once a month.
Yeah, I think that'd probably suffice. And sorry, I was dealing with a hurricane, so it was just gonna be. I wasn't gonna bring the recording equipment. I wouldn't have had time anyways.
Could have gotten live audio.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we could commit to once a month, or once every other, or maybe even just a quarter. I don't know.
I think we need some kind of structure because doing it as let's just wait till the stars align and enough people are free isn't really working. So
absolutely. When was our last episode?
Especially because you'll hit us up like at 8:50 on a Thursday night, and I'm like, damn, well, this wasn't really in my plans tonight, but I don't have a good reason to say no. So
our last episode was in August. It was the Watchdogs.
Yeah, I was wondering okay. Yeah, I think we could start getting some Watchdog guests. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I would. We definitely tried to, but
like Reiner actually said yes. So why haven't we done it?
Dan said yes.
There you go. We have guests lined up.
I know.
Hey, do you want to talk about the athletic director search going on at TCU?
I do not. At all right. I think I'm ready to go to bed now.
We don't think we have time for that.
Oh, God.
It's like really a Gordo character bringing up politics.
I'm very tired right now.
I don't want to talk about it either. That was a joke.
No, man, I had a podcast, HSO, because
I wish we would have done an election one. I don't want to dig up that grave now, but because, dude, I was pretty fired up after the election.
I think it was the first time, if anybody followed me on X that night, which it was a funny night.
It was a wonderful night.
It was a wonderful night. No, we were in San Antonio for my daughter's band competition. So literally the whole time I'm on Poly Market, like, is that what it's called? Yeah, the Poly Market pods, looking at it all day. By the way, I did not vote. Just so you all know, everybody got mad at me.
Well, in a minute, I can tell you why I did.
It's not my fault, by the way. I did not vote. not because I didn't
Dude, it
want
really
to
could have
vote.
made an impact on the outcome.
No, not at all. Like literally, my dad calls me. He goes, This is Tuesday night." He goes, "Did you vote?" And I go, "No."
What the
He goes,
fuck?
"What the hell? That freaking some bitch gonna beat Ted Cruz."
A little landslide.
I was like, I think he's got it in the bag, Dad.
But-
I think
I mean, look, fuck calling all red, but is Ted Cruz losing the end of the world?
I'll be okay. I can stomach calling all
Dude,
red.
I voted for
6 years.
I voted for the third party guy, Ted Johnson or whatever.
What? Oh my god, that's
I couldn't
ridiculous.
vote for either of those idiots, all red
Yeah.
or Cruz.
Yeah, I did not vote, and it's not. It was just I was out of town, and then when I got back in town, I didn't have time to vote. I had to go back out of town. So it is what it
Well,
is.
it sucks they only give you that one day to vote, no other options or
Well, I left before the early voting, dipshit. It's
well,
not
you
like
could have done an absentee ballot.
I didn't know I was going to be absentee.
Mail it in.
Jesus
It'd be
Christ.
getting counted right about now.
Yeah, it's like California.
All right, here's the reason I voted, because I wasn't particularly like interested in either Trump or Kamala. But then, dude, I got a new hero. You want to guess who it is?
Dan Crenshaw. I have no idea.
JD Vance.
Yes.
That dude's the man.
Oh, here we go.
He's the man. And so
Explain why
that's-
JD
all right,
Vance is the
all right,
man.
all right. So here's, first of all, yes, he's a Marine. That's awesome. But that's not the main reason that I really like this guy. Well, his views and mine align. That helps. But here's my thing, like why I hate politicians. They're always from like an elite skull and bones family, and they're probably like CIA operatives anyway. JD Vance was beyond poor growing up.
Yeah.
The complete opposite of like, say, a
Have
John
you-
Kerry or a George Bush.
And not to stop you, but I watched that movie for the first time this
Yeah.
year.
Hillbilly
Elegy.
Elegant, yeah.
Elegant,
I don't know. I don't even know what the fucking word means. But
elegy. It's just
whatever.
it just
Great
means
movie. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
I did. I was actually shocked at how decent that fucking movie is.
Yeah, and I don't want to commit to something I can't follow through with, but I would like to read the book.
Well, I don't know. It was directed by Opie, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. No,
You
it's
think-
good. I enjoyed it.
Do you think Opie's real happy that he got Trump elected?
Dude, Trump could have picked me as his vice president. He was going to win the fucking thing.
Yeah. You know what's kind of funny is why the day before Sunday, I was really like, I'm not sweating it, but I was just like, these motherfuckers. And you know what? I was not a big like 2020 was a big steal guy. And I'm still not like super 100% sure. But after this, I was like, you know what? I think they did fucking do some bullshit in 2020. It's like, dude, if you would have just let him be president, you would have had something
Yeah,
different.
it'd be
now.
over.
Be over. You would have had him.
He's like Obi-Wan Kenobi getting struck down. I've now become even more powerful.
It's like, way to go, dipshits.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
Jesus Christ.
Like even when you win, you lose. Good job.
Exactly.
Because now
Absolutely.
you got 4 years of the Crypt Keeper in there. Like everybody's
Yeah.
pissed off. Now you're not going to win another election for 30 years because, goddamn, the Republican bullpen is strong.
Yeah, the bullpen's strong, and you've lost
The farm
all-
system, I mean.
Yeah, you've lost all fucking credibility, and now everybody thinks you're a lying piece of shit.
Dude, JD Vance, I would almost consider campaigning for if he ran in the next election.
Yeah, I don't know what cool hat he would come up with,
Because
but you and me
we-
will be getting some. That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%. And it's sad that a politician can become your favorite politician by just simply being a normal fucking human being.
Yeah, literally just you. Okay, Did you listen to the Joe? Because I've listened to JD
Yes,
before.
I was about to ask you the same thing.
So I listened to the Joe Rogan one, and I was just like, fucking no one can do this as good as he did. Because even the Trump Joe Rogan, I was wildly unimpressed. I know some people were impressed that he was able to do what he did,
Yeah,
but
I mean, just the fact that he did it,
he did it. Yeah, it's all it was. But the JD Vance one, you're just like,
incredible.
fucking hell.
We were talking about long form podcasting being a drag. I listened to that shit and I couldn't stop.
That was
Yeah.
day one. I think.
We talk about like filler content. There was no filler content. It was
Substan-
hit you in the
substantive.
face from minute 1 to minute 9,000.
The opposite of our show. It was the opposite of this.
Sure, yeah. Now,
Substantive.
now maybe Horn Frog 73 can go listen to Joe Rogan.
76. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I aged him.
Yeah, you fucking bitch. Fuck. But I don't know. And again, I'm not a Republican. I've never really
Fuck no.
proclaimed I've never really proclaimed to be a Republican. But here's what the deal is I'm just Republican enough to tell those motherfuckers that I don't fucking like them and I hope they lose more and more because I fucking hate them.
Yeah, that's exactly where I land. It's like I may not care for the Republican Party, but I fucking hate the
No,
Democratic
I think there's a
Party.
lot of freaking dipshits in the Republican. And you know what's kind of funny?
Well,
is
mostly to me, it's the warmongers and the war profiteers that piss me off.
Man. Yeah, and there's still a lot of rats.
Hey, and Horn Frog 79, breaking news. This is how normal fucking people talk about politics. I don't know what kind of think tanks that you're a part of in your social circles, but
Yeah, go listen to fucking James Lindsay if you want that shit, or fucking Sam Harris.
I don't even know who they are.
Exactly.
I mean, that's funny.
I don't even know who they are. They sound smart.
Their names tell me everything I need to know about
Yeah,
them.
you can go listen to those dipshits all you want. This is all we got. All right. Okay.
Which is the majority of how people talk about politics.
All right. Well, I gotta wake up early in the morning.
Yeah, thank God we're done. No, I'm
we
kidding.
will come back in another 6-7 months. I don't know.
Yeah, I've been instructed how to. I have to go like and repost an Instagram post, and I've been instructed on precisely how to do it. So I got to go knock that out.
Okay, perfect, awesome. Well, look for us on X and all those other things.
Yeah, and like and subscribe and leave a comment.
Please don't do that. All right, bye.
Absolutely, whatever you do, do not leave a comment.
Don't leave a comment.
Brad will not read it on air.
I will.